ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe.
Am I seeing single jointed elbows? Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Medicom MAFEX action figure review on another MAFEX Spider-Man figure. Today we're looking at the black costume Spider-Man, or the Symbiote Spider-Man. And you guys know how I love my MAFEX Spider-Man figures. I always liked the black suit Spider-Man. I remember as a kid hunting down Web of Spider-Man #1 just because I love that cover so much, and I actually have that cover hanging up in the hallway right now. So anyway, nice artwork right over here on the top left corner. It says 6-inch 147 MAFEX. On one side you could see the Peter Parker head sculpt. On the other side you could see Spidey squatting, and then there's a bunch of other product shots on the back looking pretty sweet. And then on the top it just says the Amazing Spider-Man, and then you have the black suit Spider-Man headshot, like this kind of half inverted, half not inverted Spider-Man logo right over there under Marvel, and then not much more at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. But first, if you're trying to get your Medicom MAFEX figures, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And here's the new MAFEX Spider-Man figure out of the packaging, and this thing looks freaking cool. I really do like it a lot. Don't have that many complaints, I just gotta say right off the bat. Well, I have an unfortunate thing to discuss, but still, I'm very excited about this figure. Let's get a closer look at the accessories, and then we'll take a closer look at Spidey. So I first want to look at the stand separately because MAFEX threw a curveball at me. We have a new Gooch Cradle system over here, which I didn't see coming, and then you have your regular standard issue clamp. This is the stand I use at the beginning of my reviews, like 99% of the time, by the way. I get asked all the time, what stands do you use, Shartimus? It's these, the MAFEX stands. Well, with this particular setup right over here. Now they tried to do something new, very similar to SH Figuarts, where they have, I guess, just friction clamps, and you could take these off, just lift up. You know, I don't really like using it so much, but what you're supposed to be able to do is attach this to the Gooch Cradle part right here, copyright Century Productions, and then you could attach this right over here, and you could get, you know, Spidey sitting on there, and it works out okay, I guess. I just don't really need it. I think they make the best stands, you know, so I think that it works fine. Yeah, see, this tends to get loose. This one right here has a screw so you could tighten it, and then these have screws right over here. Yeah, you get 8 pairs of hands and feet, fist, web grabbing, relaxed, whipping, wall crawling, feet, and then you also get the magnetic hands and the magnetic feet, and then you have 3 sets of webs. You get your 2 web lines right here, and then you get long thwips and then shorter thwips, and then we get this new accessory, which is a cool looking backpack, or web backpack anyway. I really like this a lot. It looks really good, and again, I like the webbing. I mean, it's the same that we'd seen before from MAFEX. We've seen these many times before, right? You guys have seen these. What they've done here with this black suit Spider-Man, though, that I really like is that they gave us blue paint at the bottom of the feet, and these magnets work out okay. You can see some images right over here. The magnets work out pretty well, as you can see on the fridge, so you could still get them posed over there, so that's cool. Then you get the 3 head sculpts, and I really like all 3 of these. They look really good. I like this Peter head with the brown mixed in there with the lighter brown. You have the symbiote goop creeping up the neck, looking really badass. I really like that effect right there. The 5 o'clock shadow looks really good right here too. Very impressive paintwork right there. I don't like that he's looking up all the time. It kind of looks like he's ready to pass out. You know, like, what did I just eat? But this looks really cool. And then to compare to the X-Men 87 custom Peter head, this looks great too. I wish I could put this Marvel Legends head on this MAFEX neck, because I like the idea of it kind of like creeping up into the face, but yeah, I can't, it's not going to fit on there. They just don't scale well together. We got the other 2 head sculpts. This is very much like a Mark Bagley inspired head to me. That's what I see when I look at this one. I wish we had gotten, you know, like the more old school looking head sculpt like we'd gotten with the more, with the Vintage Collection Marvel Legends figure, but these are both cool too. And I love my 90s Spidey, so I can't be upset about it. I really like this touch of blue they've added throughout the figure. You can see it on the top of the head a bit. Certain angles it looks better than others. You can see some on the back of the head right there. Nice clean white paint on it. And then you have the definitive McFarlane head sculpt right here. You have his unique points right there on the edges and right there in the center. I like those wrinkles. Again, with the blue paint, you have a little nick right here that's making me so sad. I don't know how I did that. I didn't drop the figure, so I don't know how that happened. But again, I like the blue paint right there. Looks really good, man. You can see it on the neck and on the back of the head. Oh, I did want to compare the two Peter heads, by the way. It looks like it's the same guy, right? Right? The flesh tone is different, even when I switch sides over here. Yeah, you can see that this one right here is a little bit darker in flesh tone right here than the 75 one right there. But I guess, yeah, if you wanted to switch the heads around, I guess the head on this one's not coming off like I'd like it to, so I'm not going to break it. But yeah, that would have been nice if we could switch the heads. Getting that head on there and looking at the rest of this figure, I just gotta say this looks awesome. The clean paint on the white sections is really impressive. You can see a couple of seams right here coming across this part of the chest and this part of the chest, but it doesn't really bother me that much. I just have to look closely at it to really see that. You can see a little bit of that right over there. These look like molding lines, right, where they connect them together. Anyway, right, the front and back parts get glued together right over there. Then you can see that this is all sculpted in here. The white paint is over those sculpted legs from that pattern. Just looks fantastic, man. Really like it a lot. That looks just very, very clean to me. Again, just some of these mold lines right here, the only thing that disrupt the sculpt, and then these touches of blue paint. It's just absolutely stellar. I always look for that, and I just think it's really cool to see blue over black, because it just reminds me of how they looked in the comics. He's even got some blue cheeks right over there. You can see it throughout, you know, so it looks really good. I was surprised to see that the legs, and it looks like the hips are reused from number 75 over here, so same legs, right? I mean, all the way up to the knees, I guess, and then it gets different. And then, again, I love that blue right there at the bottom of the feet, and the highlights throughout look really good. And all the hands look really good, too. Some of the hands actually have some of the blue paint on there. You can't really see it so much with this one. I think it was the thwipping hands, or some of the fingers you could see the blue paint. I should have showed that off earlier. Yeah, it was this thwipping hand right here. I was like, wait, that's even on the index finger right there. Look at that. That's pretty neat. Damn, isn't it crazy how it looks like there's no blue paint on this thing when you look at it from farther away? Anyway, you get some great articulation as always with these MAFEX figures, or almost always anyway. You can get the neck and head to look up that far. You can get them to look down all the way. Great pivoting over here. Of course, you can turn the neck or head side to side, either or. You have the butterfly joints that move forward and back. They shift up and down. You get the shoulder joint that moves outward that far, moves down, rotates a full 360, bicep swivel, and then you get the pinless double jointed elbows, and then you get the wrist that turns side to side, or vertically, depending on how you have that configured. You have this awesome diaphragm joint that I just separated. Oh, damn it. All right. If you churn it past this point, it's popping off. There it goes. So you get to go to the center line right there in his lower abdominal section, and you can't turn that much. You get great pivoting right there, and then the waist joint and diaphragm joint crunching will move forward that much, and with both of those joints they'll move back that much. You can turn the waist side to side, and it does pivot at the waist as well. You get the drop down hips, so you can get the legs moving outward just that far. It's not the craziest amount of movement that I've seen on a Spider-Man ever, but I still think it's a very good range of movement. You can get the legs moving all the way outward like that and back. You get an upper thigh swivel in there. You get the pinless double jointed knees. This side right here, the kneecap tends to pop out, so I have to aim and make sure I tuck that in properly. And then you get the ankles that do move down if you don't pop them off. So things will pop off, all right? These are meant to come off. And you can move them upwards. You can turn them side to side. You have beautiful ankle pivot and toe articulation. Now to measure out this Spider-Man figure, you can see that he is standing right a little over 6 inches tall. And then for a MAFEX Spider-Man figure comparison, I keep saying it like J. Jonah Jameson, right? Spider-Man. Anyway, you can see the number 75 classic Spider-Man next to the black costume Spider-Man. I'm surprised to see this one standing a little bit taller. Then for your MAFEX Symbiote figure comparison, you could see the black costume Spider-Man next to Venom. And this one, you can see the blue highlights from far away, right? That's very recognizable, which I still like as far as those paint apps go, but this is just way cooler to me. And I still feel like he's too short. I know he's supposed to be a G1 Venom, and that Venom was never as large as the Venom we tend to think about nowadays, but still, even for back then, I thought he was still bigger than this compared to Spidey, no? And here's the MAFEX Black Suit Spider-Man figure next to what I consider to be the best Marvel Legends Black Suit Spider-Man figure at this current moment. That animated version, I don't know if that animated version is going to beat it or not. We'll see how much I like that cell shading. But anyway, I didn't want to compare these two. I still really like this figure a lot. But yeah, so far this one's my favorite Black Suit Spidey. Then here's the MAFEX Spider-Man figure. Next to a couple Marvel Legends Spider-Man villains, we have Kraven the Hunter and we have Shocker. And I don't think these fit into scale perfectly with each other. However, I still think it works. Judge for yourself when you see the photos at the end of the video. And then here's the MAFEX Black Suit Spider-Man figure. Next to your average 6-inch scale figure, we have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Whoa, your suit's all black with just a touch of blue. My suit's all black, but with just a touch of green. Well, it was supposed to have just a touch of green, but it's almost like just a touch of green, right? Right? Hey, brother. Hey, brother. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, show some love to the channel by simply clicking that like button. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on my future videos. And this figure was a lot of fun. I really had a great time with it. It's never a letdown for me. Well, occasionally with the MAFEX figures, there are QC issues. So I can't say never. That would be a big fat lie. But aside from that, man, for the most part, the MAFEX figures really deliver. And I got lucky with this one. I'm just really happy with it. Yeah, I have that smudge on the head, but it didn't come that way. That's my fault. Can't blame MAFEX for that one. I do admit they do have some serious QC issues. I think I saw Laser Pants get one with a busted arm like before he even got to pick up the figure. Like it was broken on delivery. So that sucks when that happens. But didn't happen to me. I've had a great time with this figure. Got him into a lot of fun poses. Not a disappointment at all on my end, except for that little scuff. And again, that's my fault. But yeah, I can't really complain too much about this figure, man. I'm just really happy about it. I think it's my favorite. It is my favorite Black Suit Spider-Man figure, and at the price point of around $100, I'm gonna give this figure a stud rating of. And I'd like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comments section below. Do you think it's worth the money? I'm a Spider-Man fan. That's my favorite superhero. So for me, it's worth it. I want to know if you think it's worth it as well. So go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you want to see a photo gallery of images and the latest Marvel news, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. And I will be auctioning off some figures this coming Thursday over on Whatnot. Hope to see you there. And if not, hopefully check out the next review, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.
That's crispy.
That looks great with the Symbiote group. Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
We're shot.